Hi there. I'm Dan Bernstein, and I'm here to talk to you about Riverside's Measure Z, coming soon to a November ballot near you. Measure Z would raise sales taxes on Riversiders by 1% and bring in $48 million a year for the next 20 years. Can Riverside officials be trusted to use that kind of money? Well, that is the nearly $1 billion question. Well, let's see how they've been doing lately. In June of 2015, the city projected a $1 million surplus. But then, almost overnight, last February, that turned into an $8 million deficit. Riverside City Council members were reported to have been puzzled. That's never a good sign. Well, the talk of budget cutting began, but the city just couldn't help itself. Last June, they put two measures on the ballot. One to turn the city attorney into a prosecutor at the cost of about $2.5 million a year, and to give the members of this same puzzled city council a raise. Both went down to defeat. And now they're back. Based on their glowing performance, the city wants us to give them nearly $50 million a year until 2036. Twist my arm. No, really, you're going to have to twist my arm. To hear the city tell it, Riverside has plunged from the glory of the Renaissance into the deep, dark ages. Public safety is at risk. Our roads are in post-nuclear disrepair. Police cars and fire engines are decayed and dying. If all the worst is true, don't some of the people in charge have something to do with this? Yet their answer is, just give us more. The city says, come on, join us. The police and firefighters are for Measure Z. Well, of course they are. Employee salary increases are now tied directly to something called the actual general fund performance. That means with $48 million coming in every year, on top of all the other revenue, the general fund is probably going to perform pretty well, and the employees are going to do pretty well too. But it does raise the question, is Measure Z the public safety and vital services measure the city says it is? Or is it really a long-term wage and benefits package? Voters could be excused for asking. Look, there's nothing wrong with thinking big, but the question is, can these city leaders handle big? They could have come in with a much more modest proposal, a half-cent sales tax increase over 10 years, or a quarter cent over 5. It would have been their way of saying, we know when it comes to spending your money, we have something to prove before we go after the big enchilada. Instead, the city says what the city manager told a Mission Inn audience a few weeks ago. You have to trust me. Well, for me, that's a leap too far. I don't want to get zapped by Measure Z. For me, Z is for zip. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, zip, 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 no, I don't want to pay. Plenty of gloom, doom drifting my way, but zippity-doo-dah, don't want to pay. Mr. Scarecrow on my shoulder. It's bad, it's actual. Who the heck knows what is factual? Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Prove I can trust you, and maybe I'll pay. I'm Dan Bernstein, and I'm so cheap I didn't even pay for this video. And it probably shows, too.